Ever felt like doing the right thing made you the black sheep of the family? I know that feeling all too well. It all started on a flight back home. I'd splurged on a first-class ticket, a rare treat after a grueling business trip. As I settled in, I saw him, a soldier, his face and hands bearing the deep, permanent scars of combat. He was walking down the aisle towards the back of the plane, moving with a quiet dignity that was almost painful to watch. Something inside me just shifted. I couldn't sit there, sipping champagne, while he was crammed into a coach seat. So I got up. I walked over to him, tapped him gently on the shoulder, and offered him my seat. The look in his eyes, it was a mix of surprise, gratitude, and a weariness that seemed to go bone deep. He tried to refuse, but I insisted. We swapped tickets, and I found my new spot in the back. When I landed, my family was there to pick me up. The first thing out of my brother's mouth wasn't, "How was your trip?" but a sneering, "Heard you played the hero on the plane." My sister chimed in, giving up a first-class seat. "You're too soft, Sarah. People will walk all over you." My father just shook his head, a look of disappointment on his face. "You need to be smarter, tougher," he said. They called me foolish, naive. To them, my act of kindness was a sign of weakness. The car ride to our family farm was filled with a heavy, judgmental silence. For the next week, the mockery didn't stop. Every family dinner was another chance for them to remind me how I'd been taken for a ride. They saw the world as a place where you take what you can get, and compassion was a liability. I started to question myself. Was I really that foolish? I'd spent my life trying to live up to their expectations of strength, but maybe my heart just wasn't built the same way. Our farm, once my sanctuary, now felt like a cage of criticism. The fences were falling apart, the barn needed a new roof, and the bank was sending letters we all pretended not to see. Their version of strength wasn't doing much to keep us afloat. Then, one quiet Tuesday morning, everything changed. I was feeding the chickens when I heard the rumble of engines. Not just one, but a convoy. 3 black military SUVs came rolling up our long, dusty driveway and stopped right in front of the porch. My brother, sister, and father came rushing out, their faces a mixture of confusion and fear. Doors opened, and several uniformed officers stepped out, standing tall and imposing. My heart pounded in my chest. What was happening? And then the back door of the lead's UV opened. The soldier from the plane stepped out, but he wasn't just any soldier. He stood straight, his uniform decorated with medals, and beside him was a man with stars on his shoulders, a general. The general walked towards us. My family stood there, completely silent, their earlier arrogance gone. The general didn't look at them. He looked right at me. "Ma'am," he began, his voice firm but kind. "We're here because of you." He explained that the soldier I'd helped was his son. He'd been returning from his final tour, deeply withdrawn and struggling after his injuries. My small act of kindness, he said, was the first time in months someone had seen past his scars and treated him with simple human decency. It had broken through a wall he'd built around himself. He then looked over our struggling farm. "My son told me about your family," he said, his gaze finally falling on my stunned relatives. "He also told me about your compassion. This country owes a debt to those who serve, and it owes a debt to citizens like you who honor them." He went on to explain that a military-affiliated veterans agricultural program was looking for a new partner project. They would provide the funds, the manpower, and the resources to completely restore our farm, turning it into a therapeutic center for returning veterans. The silence that followed was deafening. My family just stared, their mouths open. Every lie they'd built about strength, about taking, about looking out only for yourself, it all crumbled to dust in that moment. They had mocked me for being weak, but my weakness had just saved our home. It had brought an opportunity beyond our wildest dreams. The shame on their faces was a sight I'll never forget. They hadn't just been wrong about me, they'd been wrong about everything. In that moment, standing in front of our broken down farmhouse, I finally understood what true strength was. It isn't about being hard, it's about having a heart strong enough to be soft. Thank you so much for watching this story unfold. If it moved you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that I hope will touch your heart. See you next time.